Stanford Routt played in the NFL for 8 seasons, 7 of them with the Raiders. So he knows the culture. He understands sort of the sensibility of the Raiders, who had, I think, Joy, their biggest win in years on Monday Night Football against a Super Bowl favorite, the Saints, and Stanford Routt played with them for a long time. He joins us now live. So, to you, what's been the key to the Raiders' early season success, Stanford?
Well, I think it's a multitude of factors. I think that the defense is playing well. They're finding ways to get off the field whenever they need to. You saw Carolina to get the big stop to go ahead and secure the win. They go again against New Orleans Saints on Monday Night Football. They mix up some coverages. They start off the game down by 10 in the late first quarter and then find a way to go ahead and start mustering up some stops, confusing Drew Brees a little bit. And then I got to go to Derek Carr. He's been very efficient, 73 completion percentage so far this year, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and then the run game as well. I think that those 3 factors have been extremely big and extremely paramount in the Raiders' 2-0 start so far.
Yeah, they love to run the football. That's Gruden's history. Derek Carr, what do guys think about Derek Carr in the league? What's his reputation among defensive backs?
Well, you know, Colin, I had Eric Harris, starting safety for the Raiders, on my podcast recently, and he told me exactly that everybody outside, maybe even in the front office, may have their own qualms, may have their own disappointments, things like that about Derek Carr. But everyone in that locker room is locked and loaded, fully behind him as the guy that can go ahead and lead them to where they want to go. Because you saw in 2016, he was an MVP candidate. They went 12-4. Obviously, when he got injured against the Indianapolis Colts, a little bit of kind of like a nosedive after that. But now it seems like he's getting on the same page with John Gruden, understanding John Gruden's mentality and coaching style. So maybe there's people outside that are a little bit shocked at the Raiders' success so far early on, but nobody in that locker room by any stretch of the imagination is shocked or surprised right now.
It looks like Drew Brees is declining. His age is obvious. I mean, what are you seeing as a DB? When do you notice the old quarterback is not just old, but he's declining?
Well, Colin, we all know that Father Time is undefeated. We all know that Drew Brees is not no spring chicken. We all know that. But I really don't think it's just that. I think it's a multitude, a myriad of factors that are all accumulating to the Saints struggling early on. Because I'll ask you this, how did the Saints look in the preseason?
Well, they didn't have a preseason, yeah.
Exactly. Nobody had a preseason. So when you factor in how they just added Emmanuel Sanders in the offseason, no preseason, no training camp to go ahead and create that chemistry, getting on the same page with him. They start off with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay's got a pretty good defense, got a really good front seven.
Yeah.
And then they go to the Las Vegas Raiders, who did a good job of confusing him, mixing up some coverages, taking away the deep ball, taking away the shot, forcing him to throw checkdowns. And then also, remember, there was no Michael Thomas, his all-pro receiver. So I think when you go ahead and add all of that into one, that is why the Saints are struggling early on throughout the season.
You know, it's interesting. We are seeing almost all of the 2-0 quarterbacks except Jared Goff are mobile. And even Jared Goff, the Rams move him around a lot in the pocket. They've got him rolling all over the place.
Oh, yes.
So Cam is now that he's healthy, is back to being very, very effective. When you watched them against Seattle, your thoughts just again on facing what appears to be the new style of the position, which is moving, rolling. How much did it create headaches for you in your career?
Man, Colin, I tell you this. I always hated it whenever we were going against a mobile quarterback because we played a lot of man coverage in Oakland. And that makes you have to be that much better, that much more on your technique because whenever he breaks the pocket, he can run or he can scramble to throw like a Russell Wilson. So it just adds so much more of a dimension, an extra dimension to the game that you have to now deal with as a DB. And then if it's a guy like a Cam Newton, 6'5", 250, rocked up, 4% body fat. Now you got to come up and tackle. It's hard enough tackling a running back that's 220 or 215. But tackling a 250-pound power forward, believe me, that is no easy task and something that most DBs, especially me, do not want to have to deal with for a lot of plays in the game.
You know, we see a lot of quarterbacks. Kyler Murray's young and flourishing. Josh Allen's still pretty young. Justin Herbert last week. Joe Burrow. they're succeeding at a high level. When you were in the league and you were facing a young quarterback, are there tricks? Are there because I'll tell you what, whatever people are doing against these young quarterbacks is not working because they're all exceptional.
Well, I think it's twofold. Well, number one, whenever you're going against a young quarterback, you want to try to go ahead and confuse him. You want to throw some exotic blitzes, some coverages that he may not have seen back in his college days that'll go ahead and get him to throw right into coverage or something like that. Now, for a lot of these young quarterbacks and everything matriculating into the NFL game, you see so much of the college offense, a lot of the spread game, a lot of the RPO, the run pass option, that's being brought in to the NFL game along with them as they enter the league. That's why you're seeing such more of a seamless transition for these young quarterbacks in the game and why they're having much more success earlier on than the old regime. We're going to go ahead and draft a guy in the first round, sit him for a year or two, and then go ahead and just ease him into the lineup.
Finally, huge Monday Night Football game. Ravens host Kansas City. And you played for the Texans briefly. They've gotten beat by both, so I don't think the Texans are that bad. I just think they face the two best teams in the league. Who do you like Monday, Baltimore or Kansas City, and why?
Kansas City, because they got Pat Mahomes. And Pat Mahomes, we all know Lamar Jackson won the NFL MVP award last year, but Pat Mahomes won the Super Bowl MVP award last year. And simply because Pat Mahomes can make every throw on the field. I love how Lamar Jackson has gotten better from rookie year up until now, becoming one of the better passers in the league. But Pat Mahomes is simply on another level. I mean, you see the rollout that he had against the LA Chargers on Sunday, rolling to his right, and hits Tyreek Hill, the cheetah, fastest guy in the league, in stride for the touchdown. So Pat Mahomes is just simply in a different stratosphere right now than any other quarterback in the league. That's why I give the edge to Kansas City on Monday night.
Stanford Route, great seeing you. Look great as always. Appreciate you coming on the herd, bud.
Hey, appreciate you, Colin. You know I love being on, man. Talk to you soon.
All right, Stanford Route's got a podcast. He's always talking to current players, always got good new information.